talk about behind the scenes at Hustlers Kung Fu. Let y'all in on a few things that are going on, what's happening, what's going on with me, and how I'm doing things a little differently. If this is your first time here, this is Glendon Cameron, your hustling godfather. And what we do here is we get money through business development and entrepreneurship. And that's the main theme of this channel. So I need to let you guys know. Hold on a second. I've got 2 new Facebook groups. So let me go ahead and break this down. And this is why I have 2 employees. All right. So I have the Dominant Male Facebook group, which is moderated by Josh Barr. You know, he works for me. And this is where I put the dominant male content, and there'll be more training. And also, I have the Hustlers Kung Fu group. Now, I'm not starting these groups like I used to, because one of the things I used to do was like go hard, put in multiple posts a day. And typically what I'm doing by doing that is setting bad expectations. So we're going to grow these groups over the next year slowly. There is not going to be a lot of that stuff. It's going to be essentially when I put stuff in the group, it's going to be important. It's going to be salient. It's going to be good stuff. So that's the Hustlers Kung Fu group and the Dominant Male group, which is now they're professionally moderated. We've got 2 people in there who are making, keeping the group clean, keeping out the riffraff, keeping out the trash, because we're about to get into a lot of educational concepts. One of the things that I had to do was slow my roll and begin to flesh out these other channels. Hustlers Kung Fu Wi-Fi Money video will be going up there today. And essentially, I'm slowing it down a little bit and focusing on training people how to make money. There's a lot of people, when I say how to make money, how to make livable income, that's the distinction, because a lot of people will like, hey, you can make $100 a day on the internet. And then they go through this convoluted thing that may or may not work. Essentially, we're going to stick to topics and subject matter that works, that makes you that Wi-Fi bread, that gets you going. Because there's a lot of stuff that's going on with the Hustlers Kung Fu brand, which is owned by Mac Daddy Media. So going off in the future, we're going to be working on the podcast that's coming, maybe 1 or 2 podcasts that are coming, because, we're getting into a lot of content creation. And I should say that a lot of stuff is going on at the Influence Frame. And, I made this decision based upon the numbers. I'm going to post another video on Disruptive Mail today and see what it does. But the numbers are, I could put a video. Let me show you. I could put a video on the Influence Frame and it goes further, which means I have people who are not subscribers watching the videos, than if I put one on Disruptive Mail. And let me show you. All right, so let's go into this. And this is really, because this channel isn't restricted like the main Hustler Kung Fu channel is restricted. So I can go here. I mean, typically these videos trend much better. I only have 1,300 subscribers, and these videos are getting 1,300. They're going up. Uh, this one got 2,700. And the thing is, the videos aren't dying. People can continue to find. And this right here, this is what got me. My first submissive. This video has 20,000 views in 3 weeks. That is not happening at this channel. That's not happening at the Disruptive Male. So I'm probably going to, I'm not going to shut Disruptive Male down, but I'm not going to put a lot of time and effort into the channel when I can get growth over here at the influence frame. Because like I said, I mean, the influence frame is monetized. I can do a lot more. So this is where the juice is going to be, because it doesn't make sense for me to put videos on Disruptive Male and they just really don't go anywhere. When that channel got compromised and limited, because this is what's happening over here, and YouTube is playing around with my thumbnails. I put up a good thumbnail, they'll take it down. But I put this video up, how I became a disruptive male. It's 500 views, and this channel has almost 6,000 subscribers. The approach is just not really doing a lot. So there isn't a whole bunch of things. And the return of disruptive male, I got like 1,800. Now, this is before the channel got restricted 7 months ago. So I will be bringing a lot more stuff to the influence, because, I like the way that the influence frame is going. And I've not had a video do 20,000 views in 3 weeks on disruptive male. That has never happened before. So, essentially the name of the game is to put videos up that spread, that keep getting watch time. And that's what's happening here at the influence frame. And it's also because I have a policy of, also I'm doing the BDSM thing. I'm going heavy and hard with that. And that is working. And, I'm staying away from what I call simp culture topics. There's a lot of simp culture out there, simp culture comedy. This is comedy based upon your woman acting wild, based on you doing masculine stuff, like looking at women. You're looking at women and your woman is tripping. That's simp comedy. That's simp culture. So we're getting away from that. But I like the way the influence frame is going. I've adjusted the schedule where I released a video in the morning, and it's doing much better than releasing the videos at night. So that's happening. And all right. let's see. This should be. All right. It's not taking me to it. That's funny. Hold on a second. Let me, because there will be some more content coming there very soon. Just to letting you guys know what's happening, behind the scenes. Aha. All right. So I was able to go to the Google machine and find it. So, we're going to do some more stuff here. So I'll be sure to subscribe to this channel. Because we got a lot of stuff that's going on. What's up, Josh? The influence frame, maybe. The DSL Chronicles. I should tell you one of the things. This is why I started not one but two new channels. You have seen channels within 2 years get to 1 million subscribers because of the changes in the new YouTube algorithm. And older channels are getting penalized. If they don't take off, it's like the algorithm misses them. Well, yeah, essentially, if YouTube would send all of my subscribers notifications when I put up a video, I would be doing great, but they choose not to do that. The DSL, this is definitely an algorithm that can limit your reach. Tinder has figured this out, creating a profile. Mad matches they all do that, man. I should tell you something that I was doing with Bumble, because I was having fantastic success with Bumble, because what I would do was literally, I noticed that your profile got juiced for the first week or two. And I actually found this out when I went to Vid Summit, because when I landed in California, I started getting all these matches. I was like, what the hell? So whenever you change location or you start a new profile, and Bumble has started, like, you can only swipe so many times when you start a new profile. It's very interesting. No, the disruptive male got limited because I had a lot of male haters. And this is why my messaging is much different with the influence frame. Not no MGTOW, not no red pill, not any whining men, because there's not going to be any of this simp topic where we're going to sit around and commiserate about female nature when female nature is not going to change. What's up, Christian? Yeah, because essentially, what I figured out with Bumble was every few weeks I would just create a new profile, and the matches, I'm like, whoa, and they've kind of figured out, because Bumble has photo recognition, so they know when you're creating if you use any of the old photos. If you use new photos, it kind of throws it off a little bit. But man, I was killing it. I was killing it. I was getting mad matches. I was like, whoa. Then they went ahead and messed around with it. The Bayless Code, I had to double check the bell icon for some of the channels to subscribe to. Some of them were not clicked. I think I really don't think clicking the bell does anything to disrupt the distribution, because like the chick in the van, YouTube's just pushing her like crazy. I mean, the girl's got roughly like I think 15 million views on 2 videos. They're just pushing her. But the YouTube game, because like the influence frame is made like I would say $40,000. So that's really, really doing well. That's really, really doing well. And what I'm going to do, because one of the things that I've noticed with the YouTube channel, like this channel right here, is deeply compromised. There's 51 people watching. Like, even when I do live streams, they don't tell people that I'm doing a live stream. And it could be part of, it's the summer, then I'll see someone else do a live stream and they'll get 2, 3, 400 video, viewers within, regardless of what time of day. So I can't say it's the summer. So one of the things, because I'm going to keep this channel going, but I'm going to focus more so on the newer channels because I get more reach, and more reach means new people. Because I got some of you guys, I love you guys. Y'all go looking for the videos, and I really appreciate that. And that just makes it really a challenge to get information out, because if you don't know that you have to look for videos or you have to look for live streams, you're going to completely miss out. And that's just how YouTube is rolling at the moment. So one of the things that happened with the influence frame, which I had my best video, which was age restricted, and I actually went ahead and challenged that, and they took it off. Loyal, determined. Thanks for the $5 super chat. I actually challenged that, and it's not age restricted anymore, because I really didn't cuss, I didn't do anything. It's just a topic, and it is really, really moving very well. So let me tell y'all about what went down yesterday, and let me go ahead and explain what is happening. All right. So to give you guys better information, I made some changes, and this went down. Everybody that was on the disruptive email list knows. BMD, the BDSM version of how to be a dominant man, and there's going to be a regular version of how to be a dominant man. Because this was my film shoot yesterday, I got a former sub who agreed to appear on camera for a spanking tutorial. And that really went really well. So that's already in the course. Like, if you bought the first version, you'll get the BDSM stuff. Or if you're new, you're going to have to pay a little bit more, or you can go with the regular version. So I've already made those changes. And I got to tell you, it took all day getting this done, setting up the stuff. Did it here at my house, and it came out very nicely. It was like, okay, because there will be some more BDSM tutorials, and that's where they're going to be. They're going to be in the BDSM version, which will have, once again, I'm giving you the real stuff, no censorship, no cartoons, real stuff. And, that's going to cost me a little bit of change, because, fortunately, I was able to reconnect with someone and get her to do it, because typically whenever you put up an ad for this stuff, women want crazy kind of money. They want like $2,000 and $3,000. And I'm like, no, that ain't gonna happen. Because typically, for real porn stars, the average hourly rate is 100 to 150 bucks per day. That's all they make. I mean, I make more money than a porn star, way more money than a porn star. So, and also, it's not going to be quote porn per se, because it's not going up on Pornhub, or it's not going up on YouPorn. It's just going here on this site. So that's going to be cool. But I actually did that. It was very interesting how we got that set up. So, there's a whole bunch of things. Mr. G, thanks for the $10 super chat. The DSLR, I think you're talking about Janelle Elena. Yeah, a lot of people have done case studies on her. First of all, she's cute. She's very attractive. She is very personable, and she has great camera presence. And also, van life, which I talked about, is a super hot topic. Not a good model. No, she ain't gonna. You can't duplicate what she did. And she's got Alfredo the snake, very unique. I was surprised at Brian. He might as well have been talking about how to go viral on Instagram as a booty move. Well, they're going to use her because she's hot right now, and using her name is going to get, more views. So, the education is about to expand because I'm getting into hiring models, and that is an art unto itself because you get some they have particular requirements, and also let's talk about Craigslist. Craigslist is a hater. I actually try to use the gig section of Craigslist where you have to pay to place an ad in gigs. You now have to pay to place an ad to sell your car, because I tried to sell my car and then place it on Craigslist, and it wouldn't accept my credit card because apparently my credit card number and name and address is banned in the system because I tried to set up that ad, which got flagged. So, and it's funny because in California, they run the same ads with no problem, but here in Georgia, it's a problem. BT the Creator, I'm glad you brought that up. The market's wide open. Yeah, I'm going to work on a lot of that content and many of the things to bring to the table. Yeah, I know Brian. I know Brian. Brian's very interesting. But essentially, like, Janelle, that's not a good model because she's an attractive girl and she is white boy attractive. She is a tiny little thing. She's 100 pounds. I mean, she's turning on everybody. And vidIQ did a video talking about, and they never mention the thing that she's attractive. They never bring that up. Like, that has nothing to do with the reach. She's got a beautiful smile. She's got a great personality. You want to hang out with her. They don't talk about that. They just like, well, she hit the YouTube. No, no, no. There's more to it. I got it on Facebook. Now, this is what's happening to the car. People keep asking me if it's available, and I go, yes, it is, and they disappear. Boss Life. I'm almost 40 years old. Want to write a book to help 20-year-olds get an early jump on better life. Teach them to write your book and start a YouTube channel and start putting your content out. The longer you wait, the worse it's going to get. Will you teach us how to create our own scripts protocols for women? That's freelancing. I'm going to teach you what I know, and you can alter that a little bit because essentially, one of the things that I'm doing is to make sure this stuff works, because I was able to knock down 3 women in like 4 days just from Bumble. And part of this is the messaging. and I'm going to put that in there. Yeah, I got to get that together. I got to work on that because essentially, like yesterday, I didn't really do any YouTube stuff because I was filming, getting her. She had to do makeup and hair and all this other stuff. And when you do a shoot, just go ahead and set up the whole day for the shoot because it's a different kind of taxing. It's a different kind of methodology. Right, when an unattractive person who isn't grotesque blows up, then I know there's a fair platform. Yeah, I mean, I've been saying this for years that men like looking at women and women like looking at women. I mean, that's the Instagram template. If she's a hot chick with a nice body, she could just take pictures of herself over and over again and her channel will grow. That doesn't work for males. Males have to do crazy stuff or be in comedy or be entertainers like Nick Nack, Patty Whack, and Dan. They just do all of this crazy stuff. And that's why, Nick Nack, Patty Whack, he's got like 1.8. Dan, he's got like 3 million, but Dan dances. And, it's a crazy, crazy thing. But we will be getting into a lot of more stuff with the dominant male course because it's evolving. What's up, Steve Jameson? So there's a lot of stuff that's going on because like I said, I got 2 new employees. I'm expanding. I'm doing stuff differently. Essentially, for the dominant male course, I'm going to get models or maybe former subs to show you how this stuff works. Because the spanking tutorial, I've looked online, I have not seen anything like it. Because, and this is something else too, with BDSM, there's a lot of people who have blogs, podcasts who talk about BDSM, and they're not practitioners. They're not a sub, they're not a dom. They just go off of they sound good, they know the lingo, but they've never done anything. Never. Just my luck. I don't know what that question has to do with the topic. But this was going on with me. This is behind the scenes because I'm taking a more long range approach versus just going super super fast, piling it up. Because the thing is, with Facebook groups, you kind of limited to what you can do. It ain't like the good old days of Facebook books. The good old days was like crazy. The things you could do. You can form a Facebook group really quickly, get it full. Once again, there's the Hustlers Kung Fu group. Most of the information is going to be geared toward how to make money online. And then there's the dominant male group where I will, like I put in the video that went today about spanking. It's very interesting when I did that. And the days, tomorrow's video is going to be about how dominant men are chill. You ever notice that it's always the men who are not dominant that like to cause rust? Because I had somebody, they put on our channel, this dude doesn't radiate a dominant male. And I go to his channel and he plays video games. So this isn't a person who is constructively building anything. And part of this is many people go off of the status quo. If you're an athlete or you're an actor or something like that, and they see them, that they see that as dominant when they don't realize that if they work within themselves, they can have greater to better results than these guys. It's a big issue with people not understanding, how the psychology of being the dominant male, the execution, the protocols. Because one of the things that happens is like you get women who want to please you versus you working like a simp, a beta male simp to try to please them. Uh, Steve James with Nick and Nan, they went to LSU with Odell Beckham. He opened a lot of doors for them. I did not know that. Well, that one video that I made 3 weeks ago that has 20,000 views, that sucker is, it's getting a lot of views. Yeah, because the stuff in the course, I'm going to use real women, and it's going to be videotaped. Um, it's a different kind of thing because part of it is, like this channel here, I'm going to start speaking more about the legal aspects of business, how to get your LLC and stuff like that. That does really well because, YouTube, a lot of people on Reddit are complaining. YouTube picks and chooses who they want to push. Because I know Daryl Eves and everyone that's like, make better videos, make better videos. And when I take a video and I put some paid traffic on it and a lot of people start watching the video, I'm like, wait a minute, this is an interruption and they're watching it. So a big part of this is I've seen people who completely ignore the algorithm, they blow up. But one of the common things I see is they'll have an anchor, they'll have something, they'll have a big topic like Dave Attarella, he's got the minimalism thing. Janelle, she's got van life. I mean, this is a huge thing. If you just put in van life, you're going to see a ton of people living in these vans. So, one of the things that is intriguing is, YouTube's been very good to me. This is where I get all my traffic. This is where I get all my sales. So I can only complain so much because I know that if YouTube sent everyone that subscribed to my channel notification when I put up a video, I would make more money. And that's where the frustration begins. Folks got about what they assume what dominant is. They expect dominant guys to be out here banging their chest and dragging their knuckles. You ever notice the strongest guy in the gym is one of the most chill Jews in the gym? The guys who are in the best shape, unless they got steroids and have roid rage, they're usually very chill. The big dude, strong dude, the big guy, they don't go out messing with people. It's always these dudes, these little dudes who are doing this stuff. It is always these little dudes who are starting stuff, who are getting into stuff. It's kind of crazy. And people who use e-checks, that's just wild. Oh yeah, man. I was talking about the van life. I was just talking about, why are people living in vans? Because they don't have the money to live traditionally. Get you a van, downgrade your lifestyle, have some very low monthly cost of gas. And I'm not sleeping in no van. I will make the money to live regular. But the van life phenomenon is very much driven by finances. People like saying, like, This one dude, he lives in his truck. He was able to save $85,000 in 1 year because he lived in his truck and he worked a lot of overtime. Typically, this is money. They're definitely about that money, and that's what they're trying to do. But that's pretty much what I have. If you want to join the Facebook group, it's the Hustlers Kung Fu group. It's the Dominant Male group. Like I said, we're getting ready to do a lot of training, a lot of content, a great deal of setting stuff up for the future because I'm taking a pragmatic, long-term approach. We're not like trying to do this super quick because one of the things I've noticed with Facebook groups is if you grow it over time versus it explodes, it does better. Loyal, determined. I'm glad you're talking about YouTube controlling the content. Oh, this is they've been doing that since about 2014-ish is when the big change happened because everyone's channel used to grow very slowly. Then they start messing around, and then they had these channels with hyper growth, like Peter McKinnon, 1 million subscribers in a year. Casey Neistat, they came out. Then if you've noticed that typically some of these channels that grew very quickly have stalled out, and some continue to grow. Oh, YouTube's been up to some. Steve James, love the idea of the dominant male. Of course, many millennials from across are becoming gender fluid. Yeah, that's one of the things because there's a Zoes I go to, and one of the servers, he's a male. He wears nail polish, and he has his hair looking. And I'm just looking at because I don't think he's gay. He's just in this. I'm gonna do this stuff because it's cool and hip, and he to me is just lost. A dominant man does not wear nail polish. And I don't care if Steven Tyler, the rock star, wears nail polish. That's something that they've done. But a lot of these guys are quite squirrely. They're sexually ambiguous. Because I remember once I was in the military, and one of my roommates, he came out to me and he was just like, we're experimenting, how you do in college. And I was like, I don't know anything about that experiment, and I've never sucked a penis in my life. And part of, because this is something else too. And I should speak on it on the male channel, but I'm going to speak on it here. One of the things that I found with the Craigslist protocols was how many transsexuals and gay men wanted to be with a heterosexual normal man. They would like, I'm like, clearly I'm looking for a woman. Then they would respond. And I'm like, I would never respond back with them. I would just delete their reply. But it was just crazy how many of them would try. So are shout outs by other more prominent, famous YouTubers now more important because of the change in the algorithm? I think that depends upon who you are and who shouts you out. I was watching the video and you start having LLC, even though you don't know exactly what the business will be because it matures every year or something. That's sort of, yeah, that's starting your holding company. You can start your holding company at any time because you're going to have an operating company with that, and your holding company's age is going to matter. Lord, one day it's going to be against the law to be a masculine man. No, man, it ain't going to be against the law. Dang, Steve Jameson. Yes, the trans community loves straight men. It's like a challenge or a badge of honor for them, like a pimp loves a fresh turnout. Good Lord. I mean, it was, I'm probably going to talk about this on the male channel. Because this was just like, why are you answering this ad? It clearly says I'm looking for a woman. There is no mistake. And that's why I never got, communicated with them or talked to them, because I knew that they were up to something. Because I'm like, I'm looking for a woman. And I got very specific. I was like, I even started using the term biological woman, because many trans women feel that they're women, and I'm like, oh, they're on Bumble too. And they look very masculine, very masculine. You're like, what the heck? This is a trans person. It's crazy how you would have these things. So, we're going to get into more dominant male training. We're going to get into more education. So look out for that. And I will probably tighten up on that holding company situation. Learned this when I worked on Bourbon Street. They compete with each other to see who can get a straight man. That's just nasty, man. You don't want to mess with nobody that still has it. Even if they cut it off, it's still the fact that they used to be a man. It's just weird. You better start saying you want an organic woman. I will say that my Craigslist protocols work better on Bumble than they did on the current Craigslist, because typically I've had a lot of false positives. Someone would respond, they would act with it, and then they would later flake. But we're getting into a lot more training, a lot more cool stuff. So with that, I will see you guys later. If you want to join the Hustlers Kung Fu group, link should be below. So with that, I'll catch you guys later.